and you can hear him every weekday 10 to noon right here on 104.5. The Team is Rodger Wyland. Rodger, you got the scoop. What's going on? How did this all come to pass?
Jimmy and the Siena College worked out a settlement, a buyout of his contract. So at 4:30 today, the Siena will send out a press release. So in about 10 minutes, and Jimmy has resigned as the men's basketball coach at Siena College, effective immediately. The buyout, my sources tell me, in the neighborhood of $350,000. But they owed him $1.1 million with 3 years left on his contract. The investigation that Siena did came up with no charges pending at all on Jimmy Patsos, so there was not enough evidence to try and fire Jimmy with cause where they wouldn't have to pay him any money. That obviously did not happen. So one or two things was going to happen. Either they were going to come together and play nice and work things out, and Jimmy was going to coach that team, or there's just too many layers that were ruined over the last several weeks and months with this investigation and what have you, that they can't patch up their differences. And Jimmy, I think, has just decided, look, I'm gonna move on. I'm done. Can't really reconcile with whomever at that college right now, and I will accept the buyout, and I'm resigning as the head coach, and that's exactly what has happened today.
Rodger Wyland, the Team and News Channel 13. Rodger, that 350 sounds kind of low. Do we know anything about that, or?
Yeah, well, in its ballpark, and I throw that out there because I know it's ballpark, so you can add more if you would like on that ballpark figure. But I don't know that it's a lot more than that, and quite frankly, I wouldn't think it would be, because I don't know. Again, through this whole thing, my sources have told me Siena just doesn't have the money to buy him out of his contract. So wasn't going to be $1.1 million, that's for sure.
Right.
How much money do they really have to get rid of him or to settle with him, if you will? The figure's in the ballpark of $350,000.
And that's the part that's kind of confusing me a bit, hearing what you've said, that Siena couldn't find the just cause to fire him. If you're Coach Patsos, $700,000 is a lot of numbers to stick around and finish off the contract. Why did he want to do this and just take that lump and get out?
Well, I think that there's a lot of bridges that have been burned. I don't think he felt like they could reconcile anything. I mean, I don't know what his relationship at the end of this was with the president, with the director of athletics, right? You don't know. I mean, Siena has been trying to investigate Jimmy Patsos and his program. There's been a lot said, allegedly, right? A lot of alleged stuff has been written and said about Jimmy Patsos. And I think he is just to the point where I've had enough. And if we can't work out anything to have me back as the head coach, then you know what? It's fine. Let's just work out a buyout here that's going to work for me, and I'm going to move on. Look, Jimmy is a smart guy. He's got a lot of contacts throughout the basketball world and the media world, and I have no doubt that Jimmy Patsos will land on his feet and do just fine, and he's going to take his money and go.
Rodger Wyland with us. Rodger, I know it's super early, but would this put to bed any NCAA stuff that might have been going on with the per diem money?
Yeah, it would. I don't think there's any of that lurking out there whatsoever, and I think that was part of the investigation, and nothing came up. Again, I say nothing. There was nothing that they could get fire Jimmy Patsos for cause throughout the investigation, which, by the way, just ended yesterday. So they said maybe it was going to take a month to complete this investigation. It took them a week, really, because last week is when they said the investigation was going to really begin, and they investigated, and that's what they came up with, which was really nothing. I'm waiting to hear back from Jimmy's lawyer. We asked us to send any information that he may have that may help us further the story, but there was nothing to come out of the Siena investigation that, at least right now, is worth reporting. And there's a buyout between the two, which was one of the things that had been rumored for a while. Look, they're just going to reach a buyout. They're going to part company and move on, and that's what they're going to do. And then we'll figure out who the next head coach is going to be. That'll be the next layer. I was told by my sources that they don't have somebody right up on Route 9 waiting to come in and take over for Jimmy. That may perk up the NCAA if that were the case. So
right.
The name that we keep hearing is Patrick Beeline from Lemoyne, and I'm not going to say that he's not going to be the next head coach. He could be, but I don't think it'll be today or tomorrow. I think they will probably say in their press release in 5 minutes that they're going to begin a search for a new coach.
With the search for the new coach, does that mean his staff, whether it be Jordan Watson, Greg Manning, and everybody else, will likely all be relieved of their duties as well?
I would assume everybody on Jimmy's staff is gone.
Whew. Rodger Wyland, of course, Big Board Sports, 10 to noon every weekday here on the team, News Channel 13, getting the scoop for us and nice enough to call in and share it with us. So we appreciate you, sir, and we'll see you tomorrow night at the Empire.
Yeah, no kidding. I'm looking forward to that, and keep up the great work, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.